President Trump has signed into law the U.S.-Mexico-Canada trade agreement.
This is a colossal victory for our farmers, ranchers, energy workers, factory workers.
Now, this new deal replaces NAFTA. USMCA enacts new auto manufacturing requirements and tougher labor protections, but it largely leaves the trillions of dollars in trade flow between these three countries unchanged. Mexico has ratified the agreement, but Canada must still sign off on it before it takes full effect. Now, the Dairy Business Association calls USMCA a huge win for U.S. dairy farmers and all of agriculture. We had the chance to speak with some local producers about how the deal will impact them.
Access to Mexico and Canada is a huge deal for the dairy industry and really all of agriculture and industry as well. So we're very thrilled that this agreement is signed, and we're just waiting for Canada to finish signing their part.
The signing of it brings not only, like was stated, the opportunity to get back into Canada and Mexico deeper, but the ability for myself and other dairy farmers to have a future, a better future than we have today. It's been a rough couple of years, and having the ability to have more of a guaranteed known price structure so that we know what we're getting ourselves into for the future and can anticipate a better year.
Typically right now the dairy industry is exporting around 15% of our milk, so really every Sunday of the week that milk is being exported outside the country, and we need these markets. Mexico and Canada take about 40% of all of our exports, so it's great to have that close to home and the bilateral trade with them. One of the things the USMCA will help is it relates to Canada. Canada's been dumping milk on the world market, or milk products on the world market, and that'll straighten that activity out. They've been working around the edges of their international agreements with the quota system that they've got, and certainly getting the tariffs off of our opportunities to be into Mexico will bring stability to that export market as well.
Wisconsin Senator Tammy Baldwin is now leading a bipartisan effort asking the FDA to combat the misuse of dairy terms on non-dairy products. Senator Baldwin penned a letter to the new commissioner of the Food and Drug Administration saying, in part, dairy farmers across our nation work hard to ensure their products are healthy, nutrient-dense, and in compliance with FDA regulations regarding the use of those dairy terms. However, there are many non-dairy imitation products in the marketplace using dairy terms, and this represents a clear violation of existing FDA rules. When non-dairy alternatives use dairy terms to describe their imitation products, the imitators are often assumed to have the same health benefits and nutrient levels as real dairy products. This is both unfair to our hardworking dairy farmers and problematic for consumers, making it harder for Americans to make educated decisions regarding what they feed themselves and their families. Senator Baldwin is also one of the lead co-sponsors of the Dairy Pride Act of 2019 that would require non-dairy products made from nuts, seeds, plants, and algae to no longer be mislabeled with dairy terms such as milk, yogurt, or cheese. In his State of the State, Governor Tony Evers outlined a three-pronged approach to tackle the challenges he says are facing agriculture. One bill would create a Wisconsin initiative for dairy exports with the goal of increasing dairy exports to 20% of the country's milk supply by 2024. Another would increase staffing at UW Extension to ensure farmers and agricultural industries have partners and support close to home. A third proposal would expand the state's farm-to-school program by helping connect farmers and the food they produce with universities, technical colleges, hospitals, and local businesses across Wisconsin. And finally, there's a proposal to create a new program connecting farmers with mental health services. Evers also said he would create a new office of rural prosperity to help people navigate state programs and resources targeting rural communities, businesses, and workers. Lastly, he's creating a blue ribbon commission to promote agriculture and rural economic prosperity and develop long-term strategies on how to help rural communities.
They're not interested in higher levels of production because there's already an oversupply. What they need help in is investing in the technology so that they become more efficient, so that they're actually making money.
Anything that can help the dairy community grow and prosper, including marketing, education, support of rural health, especially emotional health, is really important right now.
However, there is little time for the legislature to act, making it unlikely that much of what Evers wants will get done this session. A new report shows milk production in Wisconsin dropped in December compared to a year ago. Our state's production in December of 2019 totaled 2.5 billion pounds. That's a 1% decrease year over year. Now, the average number of milk cows during December at 1.26 million head was also down 2,000 from November, down 8,000 from that same time frame last year. Wisconsin ranked second in the nation for milk production. California remained first. As farmers are making their 2020 planting plans, market analysts are making their forecasts as well. The most recent WASDE report showed a slight increase in both corn and soybean production, and that new US-Mexico-Canada trade agreement deal could open up some more export opportunities, which would provide some market support. Still, Mother Nature remains the driving factor when it comes to production uncertainty.
Well, I mean, markets move around all the time, and there's more going on with the demand uncertainty as well. But production uncertainty has been an issue, and everyone's been watching the USDA numbers. And I mean, the WASDE report came out on January 10th as well, and they moved soybean prices up 15 cents. This would be the national marketing year average price, went from $8.85 to $9. Corn stayed fixed at $3.85, and these aren't board of trade prices or anything, but it gives you a sense that they saw some better potential there on the soybean side with I think some of the demand uncertainty, and they get a better view of what's really out there in terms of production.
The U.S. Department of Agriculture's Risk Management Agency is reminding producers who received a prevented planting top-up payment last fall that they are required to purchase federal crop insurance for the next 2 crop years. The deadline to purchase these insurance policies are January 31st, February 15th, and February 28th and March 15th. One of those dates missing from this graphic, but this all depends on a producer's policy. Now, if you're having trouble making your premium payment, you should contact your crop insurance agent to set up a written payment agreement to avoid being made ineligible to purchase federal crop insurance and eventually having to pay back the top-up payment.